Videos on the Scruffy-Looking Nerf Hoarder channel are intended for audiences of 13 and above.
Hey guys, it's the Scruffy-Looking Nerf Hoarder, back again for another video. Now, my channel is normally about Star Wars toys I like to talk about and review, but today's video is a little bit different because I'm looking at some Bigpower electric Nerf style blasters. Let me show you what Bigpower Electric has sent me, and thank you very much to you guys for sending it to me. First of all, we got this one, which looks super cool. Now, this one here, you can see, has the same blaster, but it's got different attachments on there. So we've got quite a few like that. So there's number 2. There's number 3. And my first criticism, I will say, it would be really nice if these blasters had names, but they don't. I've checked all the boxes and there's no names. Literally everyone just says Bigpower Electric. So if there's a particular blaster you like, I will try and leave all the links to the Amazon page where you can buy these, but they don't have any names on them. So I don't know how I'm going to refer to each one, but you can get the gist. There we go, there's another one. And I think this one here is the last one. This one's probably got the least amount on there. But there we go. So let's start cracking these open and we can see what's included in each box. So I believe most of these retail for around about £35 on Amazon. And the best thing about them is the amount of stuff you get in there. So let's have a quick open of the first one. And we can see exactly what we get in there. It's a really heavy box. And we can see, first of all, we get 100 darts. So that's quite an impressive amount. 2 magazines. And then there's the front of our blaster. Oh, get goggles. It's amazing you actually get goggles in every pack as well. A set of targets. That's really, really cool. So we'll have a look at those in a bit. And stock, and oh, there's more darts. And what have we got here? Oh, there's a scope for the blaster. We'll open this up and see what's in it. And here is the blaster itself. So this, I believe, is the same blaster in every box that I've got. So I'll have 5 of this blaster, and then all these bits will attach on. And hopefully they are removable, so I can do a bit of a mix and match. Let's open it all up and we can have a closer look now. Almost forgot, but it does come with the instructions and 6 AAA batteries. So presumably that's what's needed to run it, and that's really cool that it does come with those batteries. So here is the blaster outside of the box, and this is the same blaster that's included in every blaster we're going to look at, but they've got different attachments to make the blasters look a little bit different. So quickly go over some of the key features on this blaster. You can see it's got that big logo for the Bigpower Electric. And you can see on the other side there's no logo, but it's still got a lot of details on there. Less paint on this side. There we've got that black on this side. This is a flywheel blaster, so to fire we can see we've got that rev trigger. Hold that down, you can hear it. That starts off those flywheels revving round, and then we obviously pull the trigger. We can see there's got a little button there to release the magazine, and we've got a little bit up here just in case you get anything jammed in there. Easy access. So let's put some bits on. So first of all, we're going to put our magazine. There we go. Then we're going to put our scope on top. And this is very, very similar to Nerf style. So there we go. That one's on. There we go. And what's really cool is you can, if you want to, I don't know why you'd want to, but you can put this on either way. So if you do want this upside down, you can do it. It's easy enough. And this stuff is easily to remove as well, so if you're looking for storage, it is so easy to take apart and put back together. And where's that stock? Here we go. And there is the first blaster, and I think that looks pretty cool. And then to fire, we literally just hold down the rev, and here goes the first shot. There we go. So let's take a look at all the attachments that come with each individual blaster. So this is the first one we opened, and we can see we get that quite cool scope, and I really love this front piece. It looks really, really nice. And that's stock. This is the second one, and we had the same stock, but this time we got a completely different scope, and this whole front piece is new as well. So you can see that it clips on and it looks really nice, so it all looks like the pattern continues, but it's that same generic blaster that they've used for each blaster. And here's the third blaster, And this has got a really cool barrel piece. Now this isn't removable, but I think it looks really, really cool. Again, you can remove that bit really easily. Different scope on there, a really, really big scope. And we've got a different stock this time, so it's a bit stubbier. Again, easy to remove and attach. And on the fourth blaster, we can see this has got quite an unusual stock. Not so keen on this one, but it does look a bit more spacey. We can see it's got some squares in there. Looking at the fifth blaster, and I've realised that this blaster is actually completely different to the other four. You can see it's got a different design on there, and there's no way to attach anything to the front of the blaster. This is just how it is going to be. The actual scope is what we've seen on other blasters, but you can see the attachment for it is really, really long. It's like almost the length of the blaster. And if you do get any jams, instead of the jam drawer being on the top, it's just there on the side. So some definite differences on this one. And most notably as well, the stock is really, really cool. The stock is really, really cool because it's got this little lever here where you can push it down and make it bigger or shorter. So that's a really, really cool feature. And once you've locked it in, it's actually really, really strong. So you can lock it into where you'd like it on your body. And then once it's locked in, that is not going to move anywhere. So this is probably my favourite stock that they've supplied. I just found this leaflet in there and it confirms all the names of the blasters. So just to confirm, this is the big 531. The big 532, the big 507, this is the big 536, and finally the big 508, which is the one that's got a slightly different mold. Before I test the blasters and see how well they perform, I want to quickly talk about all the extras that come with the blasters, like the safety goggles and the targets, because it is really great that you get so much bang for your buck. But are these things worth picking up? Are you actually going to use them? So first of all, the safety goggles, and you can see they're on a piece of elastic, so they're going to fit most people. They do fit me. Now, the issue I have with these is they're really uncomfortable on my nose. So to wear them, I need to have them around about here, but they've designed it where there's two bits of plastic just sort of sticking out there to hold it on your nose. Problem is, it digs right into my nose, so I couldn't wear these for more than a couple of minutes without having to take them off because it's really, really digging in. And also, the way it sits, it does leave some gaps, so things from a side could get in and obviously hurt my eye. The only way it wouldn't is if I wear them a bit higher like that, but then I've got the other issue of the actual frame cutting into my vision. So probably something that I'll never use. But it's nice that they included it, and maybe other people's heads that are different shapes, it may well be perfect for them, but not for me. Magazines that come with the blasters both hold 10 darts, and they feel really nice quality, and they are compatible with Nerf darts, so that's a bonus. So you can literally get this magazine, pop it in your Star Wars blaster, and fire. Also comes with these really small targets, and these are pretty cool. They're pretty basic as well, so every time a dart hits them, just naturally it gets knocked down, and then you have to manually pick it back up and then have another go. Now the darts can't quite knock it all the way down, so you end up with it getting shot and then it slowly sitting like this, so it gets harder and harder to hit until eventually you have to pick it back up. But what is cool is if you've got more than one, and each set does come with 3, you can click them together. There you go, you can have them all in a line. So I think that's a really nice nice little added extra. tested the blasters out without any barrels attached and achieved an average velocity of 65 feet per second. Comparing that to the Nerf Elite average of 70 feet per second, they do fire slightly below par. The blaster is quite easy to use, and although it fires under that Nerf Elite average of 70 feet per second, it still is quite comparable, so you're not going to get outgunned by someone who's got a stock Nerf blaster. So my final thoughts on the Bigpower electric blasters. It's a bit of a mixed bag. I'll start off with the positives. I really like the fact that you get a lot of bang for your buck. So the fact that it comes with so many cool attachments, like the scopes look really, really great. These front barrels are awesome. You get 2 magazines, the safety goggles, and 100 darts and targets for £35. That's a great deal. The main issue with this blaster is performance. Now, while firing, I came across a number of problems. First of all, with the magazines, or the clips, depending on what you want to call them. I had an issue where every time it would get to a certain point, the dart would instantly pop up, which meant that as you pulled the trigger, no dart would come out, and it felt like you'd run out. When you actually took out the clip, you'd see you had quite a lot of darts in there, and that was a recurring theme as I fired the blasters. The darts themselves weren't the best quality, so they do end up flying out at random angles, and they do seem to fall apart quite easily. Another issue I had was compatibility, and when I put a Nerf magazine into one of these Bigpower electric blasters, it just didn't seem to like it. It was a real crunching noise of plastic, and although the darts did fire, it felt like someone was going to really break, so I wasn't happy about that. I did experience a couple of jams, and most of the time it was where I'd pulled the trigger too fast, and it just didn't like it, so it literally jammed up the blaster. Now, I do find that when you pull the actual trigger itself, it does feel a little bit rough, so if you can listen, it's not the smoothest of trigger pulls. So overall, I would say this blaster is fun, but definitely frustrating fun, and a lot more frustrating than it should have been. If this had been compatible with Nerf, and I could have literally just swapped out and put my Nerf magazines in there, and put on a Nerf scope, that would have been really, really great. But as it is, it feels like its own thing, and it's got a few issues where the darts just don't seem to go through the magazines as nicely as they should do, and it doesn't fire as smoothly as I think it should. So, what can I say? It's a really nice looking blaster, but definitely not as high end as I was expecting. A big thank you to Bigpower Electric for sending me these blasters to review. It's always great to have more blasters out there, and it's really, really great because then the market gets bigger and then people get to enjoy the hobby more. So thank you very much, guys. And that's the end of the video. If you've enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. And until next time, may the foam freaking force be with you. Greetings, Exalted One. As a token of my goodwill, I present to you these 2 videos. Both are about Star Wars weapons and will serve you well. Until next time, may the foam freaking force be with you.